Anybody home? Come on out, everybody! It's time to play!
You're crazy.
I'm not crazy, I just don't give a fuck! Smoking bars outside inside, and I wanna know what the fuck you're doing with my time!
Oh, I kick ass for the Lord.
What's up, you weird movie lovers, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. Today I have a fantastic film to showcase. Little bit of strange, little bit of weird, altogether fun and entertaining. It is H.G. Wells' The Food of the Gods. And this is directed by Burt Gordon from 1976. Just a fantastically crazy flick that pulls from the H.G. Wells story in portions and does its own thing. It is really fantastic, so let's just dive right in and let's talk about The Food of the Gods. The Food of the Gods, my goodness, what a crazy film. It's got a lot of awesome parts of it, a lot of things that makes you a little unsettled because you're not sure if these animals are really getting hurt or not. But I'll talk about that later on. But let's talk about the summary, the premise of the film, if you will, what it's all about. So it pretty much follows a guy, Morgan, who's a football player. He decides to go with his buddies on a hunting trip to a remote island. And when they get there, one of their friends is attacked by a giant wasp. The guy gets stung and eventually dies, but nobody sees it happen, so they find his body and don't know what happened to him. They let the coroner kind of do his thing. The coroner says that he had to have been at least attacked by 200 hornets to get the venom and sting, in him. So they don't know what the hell's going on. So they decide to investigate because Morgan's kind of bent out of shape about this. He wants to know why his fellow teammate, died on their little hunting trip. So he does a little exploring around the island, and he runs into an old lady who lives out there who, in her barn, she has these giant roosters. And, of course, Morgan battles the giant roosters. It's a fun, crazy scene. But they get to talking, and she says that the animals are growing to these huge, enormous sizes because of this liquid that she found coming from the earth. The animals don't directly eat the stuff that comes from the earth, but if they eat food mixed with this liquid white stuff, that their offspring will grow to large proportions. So there's also another guy on the island who is trying to patent, I guess, the white substance for food additives. He's a real dickhead. But he's kind of the antagonist that, butts heads with Morgan and things throughout the movie. But that's the general premise. The rest of the movie is pretty much them trying to survive against these giant creatures. Insects, rats, especially rats, giant maggots even. Of course, roosters, like I mentioned. It's just a very interesting take in when animals attack. It's when animals attack when they're supersized. So it's a really cool premise. And I think the film pulls it off really well. I know Ray Harryhausen was rumored that he wanted to do an adaptation of it within his lifetime, but it never came to fruition. But that would have been cool with stop motion creatures and things like that. But I think they do a good job with miniature sets with normal sized rats and stuff like that on it, and big giant puppets. And it's great for what it is. A crazy over the top 70s kind of animal attack flick. Loved it to death and thought it was really awesome. But a lot of stuff that I mentioned previous about, like, you feel unsettling about watching these rats just getting blown away. Well, apparently the rumor is, I don't even know if it's rumor, it's supposed to be fact, but that they were shot with like air guns with blood. So, if you take it slow, you can see that they're not really being killed, but it looks like it's uncomfortable for the rats, which I know that's probably not a lot of people's forte, but none of them were injured in the set apparently. But it is an effective way. It looks like they're really fighting for their lives against these giant creatures, and the shots look like they're getting shot. It's intense in parts, and almost like in this day and age, it's almost kind of like it made me apprehensive of editing it together and putting it out there, because I don't know if Peter whatever is going to be pissed off. But I was rest assured by the history of the film that nobody was injured on it. But yeah, it's just a very well accomplished movie that not a lot of people really talk about. I'm not sure if it was taken well when it first came out in the 70s, but it really has a lot of awesome aspects to it, and the characters are cool too. Morgan, played by crap, what is that guy's name? I always mess this guy's name up. Marjoy Gortner. He does an amazing job as Morgan, the football player, who's pretty much the main protagonist who wants to solve what's going on. And Pamela Franklin plays kind of a love interest. She's the secretary or something, assistant of the boss of that guy that wants to patent the white substance. But she does a great job too, and they kind of have a little love affair going on while all this is happening. Just great stuff. And apparently that was one of her last productions that she was on. So got that little tidbit there. But a really awesome film. And if you love when animal attacks movies, just like any of them off the top of my head, even like The Day of the Animals, those kind of things, you're going to enjoy this one just because it has that aspect in full, but in large form because of the size of the creatures attacking. So it's just really awesome and enjoyable, very entertaining, and I had a blast with it. It was the first time I watched it this year, and really dug it, so glad it's in the collection. But guys, yeah, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you like what I'm doing here, and hope you're finding some awesome movies to watch for yourself. And if you got any recommendations, head them my way. I love taking that on and seeing new stuff that I've never seen before. So take care, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you at the next Lucid Nightmare. See ya.